Alright, so today we're going to do a review on the Sony X90L 65-inch full array LED TV right here. As you can see, I've had this TV right here for the past 3 weeks and I've been using it a ton, watching movies, TV shows, YouTube videos, all that sort of stuff. So today I want to just give you my opinion on it and tell you whether or not I like it or not and whether I think it's worth it. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing that I want to go over is the unboxing experience because it's extremely good. It was unbelievably easy to take it out of the box and get it set up here. Now in comparison, my mom and dad got an LG TV the same time that I got this one. This one was far easier to take out of the box. Like the LG one, not gonna lie, the packaging was kind of bad. It was very difficult to get out of the box and get up onto a TV stand. But the Sony, on the other hand, was packaged far better. It was way easier to get the box out of, or like the TV out of the box, or actually you more or less take the box off the TV, kind of. It's hard to explain, but if you get one of these TVs and you unbox it, you'll see it's extremely easy compared to other TVs. So yeah, that's one thing that I really like. Unboxing experience is super good. And now in terms of the ports that are on the back, it's got all the basic stuff. You know, it's got the optical ports, all your HDMI ports. It does have two 4K 120 hertz eARC ports, which is really cool. You want to hook like your sound systems and like your PlayStation 5s into those. So yeah, that's really cool. And it's got everything else that you need, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to spend too much time on that. And then before we get into how this TV looks, I'm just going to quickly go over the interface here. So I personally use a Roku Ultra down here as like my smart TV interface, but it does use Google TV, which is really good. There's also streams Dolby Atmos and Dolby Vision, which is really cool. So if you have a Dolby Atmos rig or like sound system or home theater system, you will be able to stream Dolby Atmos content, which is really cool. And yeah, it's got everything you need. The settings menu is really cool. Also, it's got a really nice like pop-up setting menu here on the remote. By the way, this is the remote right here, as you can see. Very nice remote. But if you press, I believe it's this button right here, this little settings menu comes up right here, and you can go through, you can change all the settings here, the brightness, the power saving mode, light sensor, which detects how bright it is in the room, your sound settings, or down here, sound mode, sound output, your Wi-Fi network, whole thing right there. You can adjust that all just by pressing the little wrench button right up there, as you can see, which I really like that, having a quick access settings menu. But you can also go into like the deeper settings menu by hitting the settings button right there. As you can see, you can go into the full settings menu and change whatever you want. And yeah, also if you're curious what buttons it has on the remote in terms of streaming platforms, there you go, there's all the ones right there. And yeah, now let's get into the meat and potatoes here. How does this TV look? Well, I'll tell you what, man, it looks really good. I am thoroughly impressed with how good this TV looks. Now, one thing that's really cool about this TV is it does have the Bravia XR processor in it, which is amazing because that's one of the most powerful TV processors there is. And what that does is it gives you a really smooth UI experience. There's never any freezing or glitching or, none of that going on with the UI. It's super smooth. Another thing that it does is it upscales lower resolution footage that you're watching up to 4K, and it does that extremely well. Like if you're watching a 1080p video, you would not know that it's 1080p by looking at it on a TV. It looks 4K. And then the last two things that it does is it manages the full array local dimming system in here, and it gives you amazing colors. Now, if you don't know what full array local dimming is, that's basically where the backlight for the TV is, instead of just having a backlight that goes around the edges of the TV up there, down there, or just a bunch of LEDs behind the panel that cannot be dimmed. This one has 88 LEDs all behind the pixels that shine light through the pixels. And then since it's full array local dimming, each one of those backlights can be dimmed on their own, giving you some really good contrast and like really good highlights on when you're watching HDR footage. So yeah, it has amazing HDR performance, and the full array local dimming is it's phenomenal, especially for only having 88 zones. A lot of like higher end TVs will have like 200 or 300 zones, but for having 88 zones, this looks truly phenomenal. For like a comparison, my mom and dad got an LG OLED TV, and while yes, that does look better, this really does hold its own, and sometimes it's really hard to tell the difference. So yeah, overall, this TV looks straight up phenomenal. And now I'm not sure if Amazon will let me do this, but if you're watching this part of the video, that means that it was okay. It did pass. It did get approved. But I'm gonna show you a little portion of Top Gun Maverick here, as you can see, just so you can see, hopefully, sort of see the HDR performance. It's gonna be hard for you to see on your phone because you're not watching it in HDR. But hopefully you can kind of get a feel for it. Okay, so we have the fight scene here at the end of the movie. As you can see, the actual really bright parts of the image are literally blown out on the camera. Like, they are pure white on the camera, which just goes to show you how good the HDR performance is. But yeah, you can just take a look here for a minute and see how it looks. Yeah, like that explosion right there was so bright on the TV, you might not have been able to tell, but it was blown out on the camera, like too bright. Okay, so yeah, like I said before, I'm not sure if I can actually show parts of movies in these review videos, but if I can, then you just watched the part of Top Gun Maverick right there, and it looks phenomenal. The HDR looks amazing, the colors are amazing, and yeah, especially on the cinema preset. If you get this TV, put it on the cinema preset, and it looks really, really good in my opinion. So yeah. Overall, I totally would recommend this TV. It's really, really good. Like I said, it supports all your streaming platforms, has a really nice settings menu, and just, you know, home UI in general is really, really good. And yeah, the HDR looks amazing, TV looks amazing. Unboxing experience, while you might not think it's that important, when you have a really big TV and you're trying to get it out the box and getting it all set up, it can be kind of nerve-wracking. But with this one, I was able to do it all by myself. So yeah. Overall, I would totally recommend this TV right here. I am thoroughly impressed with it. I honestly can't even really think of anything that I don't like about it. So yeah, I would totally recommend it, and I appreciate you watching this video. And yeah, take it easy.